In equisetum, the reproduction takes place by means of three methods: vegetative reproduction, asexual reproduction, and sexual reproduction. The vegetative reproduction takes place by means of tubers, which are formed on the underground rhizomatous part. They contain large amount of food material in them, and in unfavorable period they are formed, and on approach of favorable period these tubers get separated from the parent plant under the soil, and these may develop into new equisetum plant. Then second method, by asexual reproduction, means the equisetum plant itself, it is a sporophytic plant, means it produces spores, and these spores are produced under the peltate disc of sporangiophores, and these sporangiophores are crowdedly embedded in a cone-like structure called as strobilus or fertile core, and these strobili or fertile cone are formed on the ordinary aerial vegetative branches, or in some species on special branches called as fertile branches. They are formed at the terminal end of the fertile shoot. Next, and then each strobilus or cone consists of a central axis around which number of sporangiophores are arranged in oral manner, and each sporangiophore is consists of a stalk-like structure and a flattened disc called as peltate disc. On the underside of that peltate disc, the sporangia develops. These sporangia ranges from 5 to 10 below the peltate disc, means under the peltate disc the sporangia are formed. They are 5 to 10 in number at below of the peltate disc. Each sporangium, it is a globular structure, and it contains large number of spores. As the spores are of same kind, therefore the equisetum is a homosporous pteridophyte. Homosporous means it produces only one kind of spores. That's why equisetum is homosporous. In some other species, later we study about the Marsilea, it is heterosporous, means it produces two types of spores, microspore and megaspore. That's why it is heterosporous. While in case of equisetum, the spores are of one kind only, therefore it is homosporous. And wall of the sporangium, it is two layered, and it after maturity of the spores inside the sporangia, the central axis elongates. That's why the peltate disc or sporangiophores get separated from one another due to the growth of central axis, as they are arranged in compact manner. After maturity of sporangia or spores, the central axis grows. That's why these sporangiophores get separated from the one another, and in dry condition the splitting of sporangial wall takes place and spores get liberated out. Means spores, these are the haploid in nature. They are rounded, uninucleate, having dense cytoplasm and generally green in color. The spore, it gets surrounded by means of four layered wall. Outermost low layer is called as perispore, then middle layer, then innermost exospore, and last it is endospore. Means in this manner each spore of equisetum gets surrounded by 4-layered wall. Outermost is called as perispore, then middle layer, then third layer it is exospore, and last it is endospore. The perispore, then later on, after formation of spores, it splits and forms 4 elaters. Means these elaters are formed from the perispore, or it is also called as epispore, and it helps in the dispersal of spores. Means it keeps the spores bind. Means they are carried away by means of wind. It acts as a parachute. That's why the spores get liberated from the strobulus or pore by means of wind. And these elaters, they are hygroscopic in nature. That's why, as it has the number of elaters, that's why number of spores get entangled with one another, and they help in the dispersal of the spores. Then the spore is the beginning of gametophytic generation. Means in bryophyte and pteridophyte also, there is, in life cycle of each plant, there is alternation of generation, sporophytic generation and gametophytic generation. In case of bryophyte, gametophytic generation phase it is dominant, while the sporophytic phase it is short-lived. In case of pteridophyte, just opposite, that is the sporophytic phase it is dominant phase, and gametophytic phase it is short-lived. In this manner, the vegetative reproduction and asexual reproduction in case of equisetum takes place. After liberation, the spores, they are carried away by means of wind, and when they fall on suitable substratum, or when the conditions are favorable, that time they germinate, and after germination they give rise to a gametophyte. It is also called as prothallus, and on these prothallus then male and female sex organ develop. Male sex organ is called as antheridia, female sex organ is called as archegonia. Then after germination of spore, it gives rise to a prothallus or gametophyte. On gametophyte, first archegonia are developed, and in later condition antheridia are developed. We see the sexual reproduction in next period.